Yes, we made it.
Thank God we made it. Who sang that?
Oh, look how far we've come together.
Is it Shania Twain?
Oh God, it might be. Was it Shania Twain? Someone out there will know.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Looks like we
made it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this isn't exactly a bed picnic because the light in the bedroom is terrible and we are under a blanket, so we feel that counts.
But also there's less wiggling for you, so less travel sickness, because there's a table that we can stand the camera on.
Yeah. My selfie stick, the bottom goes like that, like a tripod.
It's very schmancy.
Super schmancy.
Yeah. And she let me wake up a little bit.
Yeah.
She waited until I had half, so 2.5 cup of tea.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I'm a little bit more coherent.
And you had a pain au chocolat, so your carbohydrate levels are increasing.
Yes. And I've knitted something.
This Airbnb, oh, sorry, I probably just smooshed the microphone, has really pretty bowls. And I've got granola and fruit for breakfast and yoghurt.
Too. Well, second breakfast.
Second breakfast. We're embracing our inner hobbits.
Hobbitses.
Yeah.
Win.
So.
It's very comfortable in here, isn't it?
For us, EYF is over because we're not going to the Sunday, I don't even know what they call it, the Sunday Palooza shenanigans. What do you think of the show?
It went terribly fast.
I
think, have we done all of the days every other year? As in all the market days? Well, not all, but because last year we did 2 days, but we had a day off in the middle.
I think we've only ever done 2 days. I think we came up for a 5-day stretch once, but we still only had 2 market days. The others were sort of travelling. One was travel and one was a day off and one was travel. But to be honest, I think for us, if you're not doing classes and things, I think 2 days at the festival is sufficient. Certainly for us.
Especially when you can't get your stuff together and work out exactly what yarn you want to buy.
Oh. Like I said last night, I have bought no yarn. And Jenny only managed to gather herself sufficiently to buy some at like 4:45 yesterday. Yeah. It was literally the last possible half an hour. People were packing up.
I was just enjoying seeing people so much that I wasn't focusing on the yarn, but I did notice, well, I'll show you it in a bit, I did notice that JC Rennie had some lovely, I suppose they're commercial yarns, small mill commercial.
Yeah, lamb's wool, isn't it?
And some colours that drew me in.
Yeah.
So I thought, I was sat at our meet-up in the tent, and I thought, last year, when I was more on the ball, I made a list of garments that I wanted to make. So that should still be on my phone. Let me see if it's still there and if I can. And I went through it and I was like, oh, yes, I still want to make that. That's lovely. So I had a look, and it's a DK cardigan, but somebody has used 2 strands of the Rennie 4-ply, JC Rennie 4-ply.
Oh, so you're going to hold it together?
Yeah.
Right. I was wondering why you needed 10 balls of it. I'm like, are you knitting a dress?
No, it's 2 held double because it's
a DK pattern. Now, and that makes sense now.
Yeah. And so I went and actually
bought 9 of them.
Yeah. But bless her, the lady was lovely because we stood there. There was a slightly indecisive lady in front of us who wanted to look at everything and be shown everything. So, knowing what that's like as a stall holder, we stood very patiently and waited and asked if she had a 10th ball. And she didn't with her. She went through all of her boxes and checked the inventory in the van. But she's like, I'll post you one as soon as I get home. I was like, it doesn't need to be as soon as you get home, love, have a rest. I'm not going to get through 9 balls of yarn in the next 2 weeks, so take your time. But I thought that was really lovely, so she made a note of the dye lot and everything. And she's going to post it on to me.
Might as well show them now, we've been talking about it.
It is neither purple nor turquoise. If you know me, you'll know this is a big thing. Well, it is.
It's
When's the
really
last time?
good.
I know. I really enjoyed it yesterday. I'll show you 2 balls. Look, it's JC Ruddy and Co. Super soft.
Hang on a sec. Focus. There you go.
Super soft 4-ply, 100% wool, and it's 50-gram ball, and the shade is cottage. And look,
It's heathered and gorgeous.
it's very pretty. I was thinking about a green, and then Zoe wouldn't let me, so I bought this instead. But yeah, and I have 10 of them. We're over here.
There we go. Although that sort of represented us, we are a little bit fuzzy around the edges this morning. And what's the pattern? Is it Kate
I'm
Davis
really sorry.
Braid Hills?
No, it's Orandor Kyora, which is not going to be the right way to say it. I'm sorry. But
Is that another Kate Davis one then?
yeah.
Okay.
It's a cardigan, and it's quite simple, but it's got a little twisted cable thing along the button bands. Might steal your popper's idea, or hooks. But yeah, I haven't got any nice little cardigans. The only nice little cardigans I've got are from M&S. And I wanted a nice little everyday cardigan that would look good with lots of things.
That's the
That
same.
I've made.
That's the same sort of thing that I was after. Ange, hi Ange, for my birthday, very kindly sent me. He sold a teague pattern for just a button-fronted, plain stocking stitch cardigan that you just wear all the time.
Yeah.
And that was one of the things I might have bought the yarn for, but didn't. So yeah, I know what you mean. Just a nice, nothing fancy, but a nice plain cardi.
Just straightforward and easy to wear, and and it wouldn't. I mean, obviously it's not cheap because you buy the yarn and then you invest the time in it, but it's not like buying 5 skeins of incredibly expensive hand-dyed yarn and then thinking, oh, I can't wear that because that's too precious and that must be saved for the bestest occasions ever.
Yeah.
So
just got to wear it.
And I think it'll wear well as well. I think it'll be quite a hardy.
Yeah, it will last
cardigan.
for years and years.
Yeah. I just got to get it right now. Yeah. While she's chewing, the other thing I bought, I did promise that I was going to buy one, is a pom-pom.
So lush.
They're so lush. So it's a Toft alpaca pom-pom, ethically sourced from baby alpacas that sadly didn't make it. And
they weren't
killed for it.
Killed for their fleece. They died of other causes.
Yes.
And as the farmers to recoup some of their costs.
Yes, what she said. But they're really lovely, and I'm skipping all over the place now because this is to go on a hat that I designed in a yarn we're going to tell you about later. But I was thinking that a contrast pom would look really nice and just be a sort of highlight feature of it. And I had a cream one before, which I put on my barbel hat, and it's just so lovely because they're so light.
That's
sometimes
half of the
pom-pom,
appeal, isn't it? Really light.
Yeah, sometimes a knitted pom-pom can drag a hat down at the back if it's not particularly tight.
And or if you want a big, a big
statement pom.
Statement pom.
But the other thing I like is that they've got, I wasn't too keen on the colours they have at the moment, but maybe they'll expand the range, is that they have removable poms with snaps.
Yeah. You've always been able to buy natural coloured, so there's sort of a white, a silvery grey, a light brown and a chocolate. Did they have dark? But they're all natural colours.
Yeah.
And then they've just started dyeing some. And on poppers, so you can take them on and off.
Yeah. So that I could make a neutral coloured hat and then pair my pom-pom with my mood.
There is a technique that I keep meaning to look up where you can make any pom-pom detachable by putting a button.
Okay.
And I'm not sure if you put the button on the inside of the hat in the crown and you have a loop on your pom-pom, or if the button's on the pom-pom and you leave a little hole at the top of your hat to put it through.
Yeah.
I've been meaning to look that up, but it struck me as a rather good idea. And they had
this big, to find out, could it?
They had those big Perspex bins on the top stand with all the pom-poms in, so you can just put your hand in and go. Not that I would have done that. That would be terribly wrong.
Yeah, who'd want to do that? Anyway, they were my woolly purchases. You can talk now. Chew faster.
Okay.
It's my turn to chew.
I'm going to start with things I was given, which was lovely.
Please mention if I got them too.
I will. You got this one too. We went to the Luli podcast meetup at Rabbi's Cafe first thing on Friday morning, and we met all sorts of lovely people there, including a lady all the way from America. I think she said she was from San Francisco. This yarn is from New York, but she's from San Francisco, and her name was Rebecca. Hi Rebecca, it was lovely to meet you. Hugh Made USA. Made twist 2-ply fingering and sock 100% superwash merino in the colourway tart. Oh, and the website is www.hue-made.com. HU-made.com. And it's like a lovely rosy speckly colour. So thank you very much for that. And that's going to go in a blanket square, my blanket. Yeah. And at the same time, I got to meet Mars, who is Hey Brownberry on Instagram. And we've been chatting on Instagram for a while, and she gave us both pencils. And it says, it's not going to focus now. Oh, it's a bit fuzzy, but it says, Hey Brownberry loves my ideas, which is really nice. So I need to find a sharpener, and then this can be my designing pencil.
Oh, good idea.
And I was completely flabbergasted. I only just realised she bought me, as a present, because she's fabulous, 2 balls of Pattern's Croy sock yarn. Now, I've never tried Croy sock, but I've heard lots about it, and I do love a good commercial sock yarn. So this is colourway 54565 Vista C, and it's not self-striping, it's sort of a variegated. Mars has knitted some socks in these, so I got to see what they would look like. And she also, and I only just realised, stuck in a little pouch of Euslan, so that was really nice. And then I went to go and see I wanted to find Ellie of the Craft House Magic podcast. Hi Ellie. If you don't watch Craft House Magic, you must. Because as well as just being a very lovely, giggly, fabulous person, she does so many different sorts of crafting. So she does knitting, crochet and sewing. She does bobbin lace. She does quilting.
Crafting butterfly.
Yes, she's a crafting butterfly. And years ago as a child, I used to do bobbin lace, and I had some glass topped pins, and they're quite long, they're sort of almost like hat pins in a way, and you use them for just pinning your bobbins out of the way on the cushion.
Beautiful.
And there was little glass dragons and a squirrel and a Father Christmas. Oh, and a kingfisher. So I haven't used them for years, and they're so beautiful. And when I saw that Ellie did bobbin lace, I was like, right, next time I see her, she's going to get my pins, because I'd rather someone use them. Anyway, the point was we got to meet her properly, which was really good fun. She'd found a table in the marquee, and there was a bit of a meet-up going on, which we crashed. And we met her lovely husband, Adam, as well. And
Mr. Magic.
Mr. Magic himself, also a knitter.
And some sort of, what did she say, electrical engineer or...
Yes.
Some engineering with electrics, and
So
I've ordered a electric skein winder. I was like, if you could deliver that in a couple of weeks, that'd be great.
And she gave us both a little badge, which is lovely, and some minis. She dyes yarn to sell and makes project bags as well. I think she's on Etsy. And this is 75/25 merino wash nylon. This is Saving All My Love for You. And this is Over the Rainbow. Yay! Yay! So thank you, Ellie. So those are going to go into my blanket squares as well.
You could totally have an Edinburgh square.
I might have to have an Edinburgh square, and by happy accident, don't they look gorgeous together? I think they look lovely. So that was that. And oh, we met Grace. Grace is an experience. I love Grace.
She's not an experience, she's a joy.
She's an absolute pleasure.
And a delight.
And
I love meeting up with her at shows.
Well, it's the first time I've ever met her.
No, it isn't.
I don't think
I saw her last year.
No. Well, I saw her across the room, but we failed to meet.
No, I'm sure we did.
Well, this is the first time I got to hug you, Grace. Anyway, and she gave me what I think is meant to be a sheep lollipop, but mine kind of looks like a louse.
Mine is a sheep. Mine. See, she loves me better.
Mine is definitely a louse.
How amazing is that? I'm going to enjoy that when I get home. It's going to be...
It's not weird at all.
It's going to be amazing. I'm going to be sitting there.
Eating a lolly.
Yeah. Thinking happy thoughts about Edinburgh.
Oh, and then the two things that I actually bought. Excuse me.
Sound like you were shoplifting. She wasn't.
I didn't steal anything. If you've been watching before, you know I'm working on an embroidery, a Christmas embroidery picture, I suppose, from Oh So Beautiful. Jenny finished hers ages ago, but I'm still going on mine. And it's a kit, and it comes with a couple of needles, but they're really short and not terribly sharp. And I enjoyed doing it. I'm still working on it, so I thought I would treat myself to some proper needles. Now, I bought these from Grace of Beyond Measure. Oh, and I bought a set of just general purpose needles from her a couple of years ago at Yarningham. So I knit back, and these are tulip Hiroshima needles, and it's a set of embroidery needles, and they come in this pretty box with a red tassel on it. And they're not expensive. I think it was less than £10. But the difference in quality of good needles, and they come in this little clear plastic tube, which is lovely to keep them in. Now they are in different sizes. It says embroidery needles assorted thick, numbers 3, 4, 5 and 6. So I need to do a bit of internet research to work out what that means. I don't think maybe it's circumference, in the same way knitting needles are circumference.
Yeah, I think so.
But I don't know when you would choose one or the other.
No.
I could have asked Grace, but she was absolutely up to her eyeballs in customers, which was really brilliant, so I didn't want to interrupt. But I'll do some of the old Google foo. And then the other thing on my shopping list was just another Chowgu lace sock needle. I bought this from Stand H8. Was it Flourish Fibres? Might have been. And it's just a 2.25mm, 80cm sock needle for Magic Loop. On the subject of needles, there was a bit of a dearth of needles at Edinburgh.
Yeah, I was really surprised.
Normally, as soon as you come into the big main hall, on your right-hand side, there's like a double or even a triple stand that's pearlescence.
Yeah.
They have a website, pearlescence.co.uk, and they sell a lot of Knit Pro. They also sold Chowgu's, Hayas.
It's just nice to have somewhere to go just for your tools, do you know?
Yeah. They did also sell some books, and there were lots of other vendors selling needles, but it was sort of small amounts of needles, so everyone couldn't find the sizes they need, and you'd have to rummage through stuff. So it was a shame Pearlescence wasn't there. Maybe they didn't apply. So yes, I think... Oh, I'll show you these. Shetland Woolweek's new hat pattern, which is rather lovely. It's sheep at the bottom, and then these are fishing boats. And at the moment it's a free pattern, and you could just pick up a free printed one. And the idea was created by Oliver Henry, and it was designed and knitted by Sandra Manson and charted by Ella Gordon. And there's a couple of different colour options on the inside. So I picked up a free one of those. And I haven't even looked at this yet, but for the first year, EYF has come up with their own little newspaper called the Wool Press.
Oh, centre pages, you'll find out where you bought your needle.
Oh, will I? Okay.
Yeah.
So it's a guide to the Edinburgh Yarn Festival, and I haven't even opened it. Oh, there's a big show thing in the middle.
Yeah, what was it?
H8. What does it say?
Bear with me, because it's alphabetical.
Come on, pal.
Yeah, I'll look, you talk.
H8?
It's alphabetical, as in names of people.
Oh, they haven't done it alphabetical.
Be Inspired Fibres.
Be Inspired Fibres, that's where I got it from. So yeah, I haven't had a look through that yet. But I'm sure it'll be interesting. And, one other thing, which we both bought a copy of, so we'll just wave yours.
Where did I put it?
Dunno.
Well, speak amongst yourselves for a minute then.
There will now be a short interlude. While Tony goes and finds it. She's back. She's back, she's back. This is a print by Katie Greenbean. It says on the bottom, copyright Katie. She is at Katie Greenbean on Instagram.
You have to just show a bit at a time so you can see it all.
And she used to work for Blacker. So if you've ever been to any of the shows where Blacker have had a stand, you've probably met her. And she's, as you can see, a very talented illustrator. And she's just started her own business, I suppose, doing illustration and her little e-zine, The Green Bean. And she also has a wonderful podcast, so if you search for the Green Bean podcast. So yeah, we both bought this lovely print and we'll get it framed and up on our walls. And yeah, it's really cute.
I know, I was really pleased with that.
Yeah, and it was only £10, which I thought was really good. And she also had tea towels with it on, and she had little wooden brooches, sort of pyrography
And
of the different sheep breeds.
The fabric's going to be on Spoonflower shortly.
Yes, because I was considering buying a tea towel and then making it into a project bag, which I mentioned to her and said, well, just hang on, and then the Spoonflower fabric will be available soon. So maybe I'll make myself a British sheep breeds drawstring bag or something. You got your blanket back?
Yes, got cold toes.
Have you got anything else to show?
I have books.
You show your books, I'll finish my breakfast.
On day one I didn't buy anything woolly at all.
No.
I went and had a look. What did you want to look at on his older stand?
Phenolgarn PT2. Didn't buy any.
Yeah. There was also an American Cormo yarn called something like Nightshades. Yeah. That was really, really nice. I was quite tempted by that. But I didn't know what I was going to do with it. So
that was Harrisfield Designs. And I showed it in the Friday podcast. I filmed a bit.
Oh, okay. Well, I didn't get any. But I'll remember it because I'm sure I'll be able to get some.
You won't remember it. I'll remember it. And you'll ask me and then I'll tell you and then you'll know.
Well, yeah, I won't remember what it is, but I will remember that I liked that. And then I'll go, what was that stuff I liked that was really dark?
You know the stuff?
The stuff.
That Isolde had. And it was dark. I liked it. What was the
I
thing?
can lead you to where it was, but I can't. Anyway, she also has a little book shop bit.
Huge books.
Well, yeah, but I mean, she has a massive stall, and then a small part of that is a bookshop. And I went and had a look because I always like to see if there are any knitting books that I fancy. And I didn't actually see any knitting books. But I did pick up this one, Mrs. Pankhurst's Purple Feather, and it's a different take on feminism in the early
There's no point looking at me.
20th century.
Clue.
Well, I'm sort of trying to tell you at the same time. I'm forming thoughts. It's about Mrs. Pankhurst and the fight for the vote and everything, but it's also about fashion and how apparently the RSPB was born through the efforts of women who objected to the culling of birds for millinery fashion purposes. So it's about them as well.
Right.
And I just thought, well, that sounds interesting, so I'll give that a go. And then Erin is all about girl power at the moment, my 6-year-old. And she loves stories about girls and women who have done things in the world. She has these
things.
Yeah, she has these books that are almost like comic style books. I think one's called 50 Women Who Changed the World, and she's got 2 of those now. And they're her favourite books. So when I saw this, it's called Goodnight Stories for Rebel Girls. And it says on the back, Goodnight Stories for Rebel Girls reinvents fairy tales, inspiring children with the stories of 100 heroic women, from Elizabeth I to Serena Williams. And it's fully illustrated as well. And each story is told like a fairy tale.
Okay.
But about real people.
Yeah.
And they're all short. They're all just the 1 page. But I thought it was really lovely. And she's doing really well with her reading at the moment. She's top of the class.
Ooh.
So she'll easily be able to read that. And she's an avid reader, especially at bedtime.
Yeah.
So I thought she'll enjoy that. Oh, it's got Marie Curie and Coco Chanel and Jane Austen.
Excellent.
She likes all of those people already. Amelia Earhart. Oh, Ruth Bader Ginsburg. Lovely.
Excellent. Well, when you've finished with both of those, I'll have a read.
Oh, okay.
Put me on the list. We'll do swapsies.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, she's going to love that.
Mm.
We'll have to ask Erin, because it'll be Erin's book. Okay. I'm sure she'll lend it to you.
She might not mind.
She likes Zoe. She approves. You'd definitely be auntie worthy if you let people call you auntie.
I don't like when people calling me auntie.
Yeah.
She can just call me Zoe, it's fine.
She does.
Good. So the other thing we wanted to talk to you about today was, drum roll please.
That wasn't my best drum roll.
It wasn't your best drum roll. But over a year ago, Jenny and I decided that we were going to get proper Welsh yarn spun up just for us to sell to you. So we came up with Cartref yarn.
It's so exciting.
It is so exciting. It's an exclusive blend of Welsh mule. Are we fuzzy again? I think we're fuzzy again. Of Welsh mule and Blueface Leicester. It's about 2/3 mule, 1/3 BFL.
Yeah.
And we went to Brecon Wool Depot, didn't we?
We did.
We jumped in your car.
We had a day trip.
Well,
we jumped in lots of cars.
We took 2 cars and both husbands and my mum. And we went to Brecon Wool Depot and we met Brian, the depot manager, and Les, who's one of the graders. So it's his job to sort the fleece into different qualities.
And I didn't know that that's a 5-year apprenticeship.
Yeah.
So there's an awful lot to it that you don't realise, I think.
Yeah. And we bought loads of fleece and we poked it in the back of our cars.
We got to choose all of them.
We literally got to go through all the bins of fleece.
Yeah, it wasn't just us standing on one side of the desk saying, please can we have this many of this and this many of that. We rolled our sleeves up and got in there.
We'll tell you the full story when we do a proper Cartref vlog. But yeah, we picked the yarn and then we drove down to Newcastle Emlyn, basically, and went to see lovely Roger at Curly Weavers, and we gave him all of the fleece, and then 6 months later we went back and picked it up. Do you want to show them the swatches?
Yes. So Zoe's knitted these very neatly, and you see that lovely oatmeal effect that the natural colourway has.
Yeah, that's the undyed, isn't it?
Yeah, and this was knitted on a 3.75mm needle, and this one's just slightly more relaxed on a 4mm needle.
And the BFL fleeces we picked were black BFL, which meant a sort of a dark grey more than black, and that means that our base came out like an oatmeally grey.
And it's really lovely for dyeing on.
Yeah.
Really lovely.
In fact, if I plonk that on there. So those are all the different colours we've got. So, starting with the red and working in the other direction, Jenny's going to pronounce our colourways.
I was all excited then. You were going to be... Okay. So red is draig, which means...
Dragon.
Then orange is flam.
Flame.
Then we have air.
Gold.
Forest.
I'm sure you can work that one out yourself. Forest.
Sapphire.
Sapphire.
Brenhinol.
Purple.
Glow.
That's the charcoal.
Coal.
Means coal. Yes, beg your pardon.
And material.
Natural. Actually, Brenhinol, the purple, that means kingly.
Yeah.
So those are all our colourways. So we knew that we'd be seeing lots of our friends when we were at Edinburgh. And so when we were at Rabbie's, we took the opportunity to share it with Lee of the Luli podcast, and Mars of Hey Brownberry. And we caught up with Grace and told her about it as well. And
all the people that all our friends that we've seen, they've been so excited as well for it. It's been lovely.
We've kept it to ourselves, as I said, for a whole year. And of course we think it's a good idea because we wouldn't have done it otherwise. But to be able to tell other people and for them to think, I mean, of course they were pleased for us because they are just nice, supportive people. But they actually thought that it was nice.
It passed a boob test.
Who did the boob test? Oh, okay.
Cat, yeah.
Yeah. But it's not a super soft yarn. I can wear it next to my skin quite easily. You couldn't.
Probably not. I could probably wear a cardigan because I'd have something underneath it, but I wouldn't want to wear it.
But it's got a structure to it.
Yeah.
And it's it's lovely. So yeah, we got to share that with our friends while we were here. And we've set up an Instagram account. It is just at cartrevyarn, and the website is up, cartrevyarn.com. So we'd love it if you could come and follow us and share what we're doing. We'll be launching it at Wonderwall Wales next month.
Oh my goodness, that's coming around terribly fast.
Yes, so in a month it'll be available to buy at the show, and then we'll get it up onto the website to buy in early May. We'll have to work out what we've got
Unless
left.
It miraculously sells out, which...
You never know.
You never know, but...
Yeah. And we've been designing
patterns.
patterns.
Proviso in.
Yeah.
Yeah. We've been busy designing, which is why I've been silent, because I've had nothing that I could publicly talk about.
No.
So... But I'm rubbish at pictures at Instagram pictures that don't have yarn in.
And I'm going to show this anyway, because this was going to be one of the free patterns.
Yes.
So this is our yarn, and I say design, it's barely a design, it's why it's going to be free. But it's a leg warmer, and it's a brioche rib, which is more like fisherman's rib if you ask me. There's no yarn over shenanigans involved. And that's in the Ayer colourway. I need more practice.
Ayer is air.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'm really enjoying working it up actually. It's lovely to work with. It's got that crispness and that structure. And
and I've got a number of things that I've got hat and cowl pattern, which is going to be free.
Yeah.
Colourwork mittens and a cabled scarf. So if anybody's interested in test knitting DK colourwork mittens, a cabled scarf, or a hat and cowl, please let me know.
Yeah.
Postcards to the usual address, please, because they'll be looking for test knitters in the next week or so. I've
designed some cable fingerless mitts, but my testers are beavering away on those already. I need to check into that thread actually. So yes, Cartrev yarn. That's our yarn. I can't believe we've got our yarn.
Can I just say, look at this gorgeous artwork which Sam Draws Things did for us.
Oh, Sam was fantastic.
She just hit the nail on the head. We waffled on a bit and told her what we wanted, in not many syllables. And she just pulled it out of the hat.
She did.
It's amazing.
It's really lovely. We're thrilled with it. So if anyone needs branding work, Sam Draws Things on Instagram is absolutely it.
Yeah. Because I'll be honest, I was a little unsure at first because I've only seen her do botanicals, and things like that.
Yeah. Animals and plants.
But she's obviously multi-talented.
Very talented.
And isn't limited to just what she prefers to do. You know, she can do
anything you need.
The full gamut.
So yeah, there we go. So like I said, we will do. There's an interesting story behind this. Isn't there always an interesting story behind this when we're involved?
Yeah.
But we will keep that for when we do proper official launch videos and things like that. So
yeah, we'll tell you the whole story.
We'll tell you the whole story. But yeah, that's it for now. Car Trevian. So if you could come and follow us on Instagram, that would be fabulous.
The full story will involve mocking Zoe quite a lot, so it's always worth coming back.
She's so mean.
Yeah.
Right, well I think we'll call it for now. Stop recording.
Yeah.
And this afternoon we're going for a gin and cheese tasting. And everyone we've mentioned to that we're going to this thing said, tell me you're going to podcast that. So this might be the end of today's podcast, because if we are in absolute drunken shambles, maybe that shouldn't go on the internet. But if it's within the realms of decency.
Well, we can probably film on the way there.
Yeah.
It's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
It's all going to be fine.
Yeah, it's going to be fine.
So either thank you very much for watching, or my apologies for the next segment. We might see you later.
Yes.